So, week one, a little bit of preview for some of our games. We'll talk about week 0 real quick. Really the big notable one you see here at the top of your screen. Florida State over in Dublin, Ireland, lost to Georgia Tech. This Florida State team might be bad. DJ Uiagalelei is awful. Everything I thought Florida State was going to be this year, which I thought they were going to be the team to beat in the ACC. Oops. Florida State did the no thing. That can be summed up right there. That's exactly what it was. Wow. Massive ass. Yeah, Florida State. DJ Uiagalelei is he might be one of the worst Power 5 quarterbacks. Or Power 4 now quarterbacks. He is absolutely terrible. Like, holy shit. Georgia Tech got their first win against the top 10 team since 2014 or whatever, 2015, since they last beat Florida State. So that's really all I got week 0. I mean, Montana State beat New Mexico. Montana State's one of the top FCS schools, so not really shocking there. SMU looked bad, but I don't really think a lot of people were expecting SMU to look great. And then Delaware State, Hawaii was Delaware State, Hawaii. Nothing you can really say there. Thursday night, we had a couple compelling games. Thursday night. I shouldn't really say compelling. Compelling is a strong word. We got one really compelling game Thursday night at 8 p.m. But we'll get to that in a moment. We got Murray State traveling to number 11, Missouri. Missouri is a 46.5 point favorite. Eli Drinkwitz is a good head coach. They were able to beat Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl at the end of the season in a game that was kind of underwhelming. It'll be interesting to see what Missouri comes out with here. They're gonna win. That's really all I got there. Is they're gonna win. I have roster. I'm trying to think. I don't remember if they lost. I can't even remember what Missouri lost because they were just such a weird team last year. They snuck in. They had a good season, so it's just gonna be interesting to see what they do this year. I don't think they're gonna be able to replicate, but you never know. I don't really have a lot of insight into that game. I do look forward to seeing Missouri as we get into SEC play, but they're gonna beat Murray State. And then the fun one, and happened in Folsom Field and Boulder. North Dakota State, again, one of the top FCS teams, is traveling to Colorado. God, I hope Colorado loses this game. It would be amazing. Colorado is going to be a favorite. Hi, Dion. Colorado is a 10-point favorite. I can see them losing this game tomorrow night. I can't buy into Colorado after how bad they looked last year. After how bad they looked last year, following especially the blown lead to Stanford, ending the season on 6 straight losses. And Stanford only won 2 games. Stanford only won 2 games last year. And, like, I can't buy into Colorado. No, I'm sorry. Stanford won 3. My bad. After that, I can't buy into Colorado. I hope they lose. This hype machine around Colorado, I'm tired of it. I'm just over it. Like, they were fun. I will say, I also did not like how Dion came in year 1, bringing 80 new players as all transfers into Colorado, shoveling out the team that they had. I did not like how that happened. Were they a fun story the first couple weeks of the season, especially after they beat TCU last year? Yes. I'm over the story, though. Like, let's get back to football. Really nothing else. Oh, hey, tickets as low as $2, if you're going to be in Champaign. Nice. Eastern Illinois at Illinois. Let's see. Temple at number 16, Oklahoma. It'll be interesting to see how Oklahoma is. They're going to beat Temple. Nothing really huge of note there. Like, they'll beat Temple. I don't think we're going to really know what Oklahoma is till week 4 when they play Tennessee, though. Same thing, Michigan State. Michigan State will beat Florida Atlantic. First year under Jonathan Smith, new head coach Jonathan Smith, and quarterback Aiden Childs. I'm intrigued to watch this game a little bit just to see how Michigan State comes out. If Michigan State comes out like they did in game 1 last year against Central Michigan, it's going to be bad. If they're able to get out and they blow out Florida Atlantic, and I know last year they beat Central Michigan. And by the time the game was over, they had beat Central handily. But this Michigan State team does need to go out and punch Florida Atlantic in the mouth. You can't have a 7-10 game at halftime. You have 0 expectations. I don't know what to expect from this Michigan State team. They could either win a bowl game, or they could either make a bowl game, or they're going to have 4 wins. Other than that, that's really all we got. Moving on to Saturday, the marquee matchup of the noon slate. We got 2 really good ones. 2 potentially really fun ones. We got... of course I can't. We have number 14 Clemson traveling to Georgia. Georgia's going to be a favorite here. By 13.5 by 2 scores. This game will be interesting. Clemson... I don't want to say this. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. Clemson needs to come out and have a showing. I don't expect Clemson to win. Because I don't think Cade Klubnik's that good. They need to come out and at least be competitive with Georgia. This game is all on Clemson. It is a neutral site, by the way, in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, so they're in Atlanta, not Athens. There's 0 pressure on Georgia, and I think Georgia's either gonna be able to eke out a win. They're gonna win regardless. I'm confident of that. they're either going to blow Clemson out, and it's going to be a 30-point win, comfortable win, or they're going to have to grind the win out and win by 6. It's all dependent on what Clemson does, especially that Clemson offense, where the pressure is on them and the pressure is on Dabo. They had a season last year that was not phenomenal. And you say not phenomenal, 9 wins is all right. 9 wins is a solid season for a lot of teams, but Clemson last year, they got dismantled by Duke. They lost to NC State. They lost to Florida State in overtime. Florida State obviously being a great team. But they play in what's arguably the weakest Power 4 conference. Clemson, especially now with how Florida State looked in week 0, looking terrible. The ACC is wide open. So Clemson needs to come out against Georgia this week and be competitive. If they're not competitive, this season might be a wash. For them, if they're able to keep it close, because I mean, you look at Clemson's schedule. We know Florida State's obviously not nearly as good as what they were ranked. So then their toughest opponent now becomes NC State on week 3. Week 4, sorry. That automatically is their that's their best opponent now, is NC State. If this team is good, they will be playing in the conference championship, because this schedule is not tough. But if they look terrible, then their season could very well be another disappointment by Clemson standards, even though Clemson shouldn't have standards, because up until not that long ago, they were pretty irrelevant. Get the coffee in my blood, get my brain working. Next game at the noon slate, and I'm really upset that these games are on at the same time. Number 8, Penn State takes on West Virginia in Morgantown in Milan Puskar Stadium. Puskar. I've never been able to get that pronunciation. No, I don't want to hear Pat McAfee. Penn State's an 8-point favorite. I don't understand why. I say that. I don't understand why Penn State is a plus. Okay. I say that as somebody who is extremely biased against Penn State and everything, James Franklin and Drew Aller. James Franklin is not a good head coach. Drew Aller is not a good quarterback. This game, the spread on this game should be a lot lower than what it is. West Virginia might. I very well think they could win this game. I think West Virginia could win this game. It's, again, that's as somebody who is very, very much low on James Franklin and Penn State and Drew Aller. Yes, Penn State, I believe Nick Singleton's still there. Nicholas Singleton is still there. That's it. That should, if That should be Penn State's offense, is Nick Singleton. Defensively, Penn State's always a solid defensive team, but I just have so few expectations on Penn State. Especially with Drew Aller. Like, we saw Drew Aller against Ohio State. We saw Drew Aller against Michigan. We saw Drew Aller against Ole Miss. Drew Aller against Ohio State went 16 for 52. Couldn't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. Drew Aller against Michigan was fucking awful. Michigan didn't throw a forward pass. No, I'm sorry. They threw one forward pass, but it got negated by a pass interference. Michigan did not complete a forward pass against Penn State and still beat Penn State because Drew Aller and James Franklin. Drew Aller is not a great quarterback, and James Franklin is a fucking terrible head coach. And then against Ole Miss, they just got outclassed. West Virginia is going to expose Penn. I think regardless of, I do agree, I think regardless of the result, Penn State is going to get outed as a team that is not nearly as good as what people think they are. I will forever be confused as to why. Yeah, there's some really bad ticket prices. I love the $2 ticket price. That's the second one we've seen. I will never understand why people are as high on Penn State as they are. Ever. Or at least they have been since James Franklin got there. Let's see. $2. UConn, Maryland. Yeah, that's fitting. Akron travels to Ohio State. I don't really have much to say on this. It'll be interesting as an Ohio State fan to see Will Howard, but Ohio State's just so freaking good. Ohio State has such a roster that fuck. Portland State, Washington. Oof. That's a game. Portland State, Washington State, I'm sorry. Ohio State has such a roster that they will outclass Akron. Washington State has to be a favorite in this game, right? Okay, good. Yeah, like Ohio State's gonna outclass Akron. This game is gonna be pretty just meh. Miami travels to Gainesville. It'll be interesting. I don't think Florida's going to win this game. Miami should be a multi-score favorite. 2.5. I would have that spread higher. I'm intrigued to watch this game. I won't really catch a lot of it because Ohio State's going to be on at the same time. Just to see what Miami looks like. This is a game that on paper, Miami is a lot better than Florida. They should be able to win this game pretty handily. If they don't, then the ACC is going to be really wide open this year. Western Kentucky, Alabama, meh. Furman, Ole Miss, meh. Notre Dame moving well into the 7:30 games. Notre Dame travels to Kyle Field and College Station.
Well, that's overwhelming.
That's how I feel about this game. Like, I don't care. Like, whoever wins this game, whoever out of Notre Dame, Texas A&M, whoever wins this game, it's meaningless because we know no matter if Notre Dame wins this game, and Notre Dame does need to win this game. For for Marcus Freeman's career, essentially, he needs to win this game. Yeah, that's all there is to that. But whoever, whether it be Notre Dame winning this game or Texas A&M winning this game, it's already a foregone conclusion that whoever wins it's gonna stumble somewhere down the road. Meaningless game. Why are we playing this game? Just give them a tie. Fresno State at Michigan. It's gonna be interesting to see what Alex Orji looks like. That's really all I got there. And anything else? Not before we get to more $2 tickets if you're in the Seattle area on Saturday, the 31st at 11 p.m. Moving on to Sunday. This game is a game that I'm covering on the Sidecast Sunday, September 1st. USC and LSU in Allegiant Stadium. LSU is a 4-point favorite. I am intrigued. There's a reason I picked this game for the Sidecast, first Sidecast of the year. I'm very intrigued by this game to see what both of these teams that I think are USC. I don't think should be a top 25 team right now. LSU being ranked 13th, I think is pretty high too, with what they lost. Miller Moss, I believe, if I remember correctly, will be the starter for USC, and then LSU will be trotting out Garrett Nussmeier. So it'll be I'm very interested to see what these two teams look like come Sunday. Come Sunday. And I don't think USC is going to win. I don't think USC is going to win 9 games this year. I think they'll struggle to win 8. That's all I got. LSU, I don't think it's going to be great. The SEC is tough. LSU, they got a couple easy ones. But then they got Mississippi State, or Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Alabama, Oklahoma. They don't have an easy road this year. LSU, I could see them being an 8-win team. It'll just be fun to see what both of these teams look like come Sunday. And then rounding out week 1 before we get into the picks, Boston College has a chance to do something really funny on Monday the 2nd on Labor Day, and that's beat Florida State. That would be fucking hilarious. That's all I got. Florida State's a 16.5-point favorite. It'd be funny if they lost. Yeah, it'd be pretty funny if they lose. I don't think it's going to happen, but I also didn't think they were going to lose to Georgia Tech, and then they did. So, yeah, it'd be hilarious. And yeah. Mucus. Yuck. That's a little preview of week 1 and some thoughts there. Let's move to the picks. For anybody who does not remember how the picks work, how many games do I have here? I got 26 games this year. I'm able to go up to 31. Ow. Got 31 or 26 games here this week. We do the top 25 plus a couple others. Each top 20, all the top 25 teams, then a couple others. Usually a game that I have my Sidecast. And we only pick winners here. We don't do spread because YouTube sometimes gets mad at me about that. So, let's get into week 1, the first set of college football picks. Thursday night on ESPN Plus, we have CCSU taking on Central Michigan of the MAC. FCS team, I'm taking Central all the way. Moving into the top 25 games still on Thursday. North Carolina State hosts West Carolina. That's an easy one. We got 4 easy ones off the bat. Kansas plays host to Lindenwood. Kansas top 25 team. I'm intrigued to see what they look like throughout the year. The Big 12 could be fun to watch, could be competitive. Give me Kansas in that game. We talked about this a little bit ago at the top of the segment. It's going to be interesting to see what Missouri looks like after how they did after their great season last year. They host Murray State. I'm going Missouri. Going Missouri. Utah hosts South Utah, Southern Utah. I'm going to say South. I like Utah. I think Utah could be a Big 12 champion. Cam Rising. Love Cam Rising. I love everything they have going on there in Utah. Give me the Utes here in week 1. On to Friday, we got a Big 10 game. Michigan State FAU. Like I talked about this one a little bit ago too. I am very intrigued to see what Michigan State looks like. They're going to win this game. They need to set the tone for the season, win big. Oklahoma is going to beat Temple. We don't know what Oklahoma's going to really be until week 4, I believe, when they have Tennessee. Wisconsin and Western Michigan. Experts don't think Wisconsin's going to be great. I don't know. They are going to win this game, though. They're apparently starting at $4.95, by the way. Oh, yeah. And now we're on to Saturday. We got some games here. Ready to lose in fantasy football? How you doing, Squid? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. We got Clemson, number 14 Clemson at Georgia. I'm taking Georgia all the way. Clemson needs to keep this game close. I don't want to say the result's 100% determined, but they need to keep this game close. Georgia's going to win, though. That Georgia team is just too good. Kirby Smart's a good coach. A lot better than Dabo, in my opinion. And this team is better. On Fox, still at 12 p.m., number 8 Penn State travels to Morgantown. Penn State is a favorite. 93% of the people are on Penn State. I am not going to be one of those people. I am picking the Mountaineers to pull off an upset. This could be a fun team. Could be a fun team. I could be wrong, though, too. Iowa hosts Illinois State. No Kirk Ferentz. Maybe we'll see offense from Iowa. We're not going to see offense from Iowa. Iowa's going to beat Illinois State, though. Tennessee's going to beat Chattanooga. Oklahoma State's going to beat South Dakota State. I want to pick the Florida Gators here. They're more or less my alma mater. I did get a degree from University of Florida. I hate the U. Hate Miami. I can't pick the Florida Gators, though. I cannot pick the Gators. I want to. I really want to. But I can't. I can pick coffee, though. Uh, 3:30 CBS. Akron takes on Ohio State. Been a long time since Ohio State's lost to an in-state team. Give me the Buckeyes. I was going to pick Ohio State regardless. I'm only actually allowed to pick 15. Oh, okay. But we gotta reset the pool. Let's learn something today. Hey, lobby. Oh, everyone gets to see my create pool. We may as well just create a new pool anyway. College. Create pool. Copy link. Control-V. Continue. Now I gotta reset the pool picks. Okay. Let's see. I'm smarter than this. Mode. Smarter. You would think. All games. Okay, well, I quit. We're just going to pick what we have. Georgia, West Virginia. Really, this game? This is not a game I would want to pick. Virginia Tech. Miami, Ohio State. Yeesh, these games get worse. How do these games keep getting worse? Oh, well, because I'm dumb. That's how. There we go. That was, why was that so hard? Continue. Now we got to pick games. Why was that so hard? Top 25, select all. 22, that's Big 10. Top 25, so I can throw you in there, throw you in there. Okay. To do your draft board. Yeah, I don't know what pick you had, Squid. Why was this so difficult? 5. Any games that might be worth picking? I know what I want. Wait, yeah, over here. 6. Need to get to 27. Why not? Okay, well, let's publish this, and we gotta do this again. This has been pain. Central Michigan, North Carolina State, Kansas, Missouri. I'm going North Dakota State here against Colorado. Utah, Michigan State, Oklahoma, Wisconsin, Georgia, as I said, West Virginia. Maryland will beat UConn. UConn's not good. Iowa's going to beat Illinois State. Tennessee will beat Chattanooga. Oklahoma State will beat South Dakota State. Miami, Ohio. Texas is just too good. Colorado State's a tough team, but Texas is just going to be too good. Alabama's going to beat Western Kentucky. Alabama's just too good. K-State will win. Ole Miss will win. Michigan takes on Fresno State. It'll be interesting to see what Alex Orji looks like. Give me Michigan. Notre Dame over Texas A&M. Oregon over Idaho. Arizona over New Mexico. LSU will beat USC. USC's defense is just too fucking terrible. And it would be really funny I don't think it's going to happen. Give me Florida State. Tiebreaker, total points scored. Oh, simple number. No. 51. And there's your picks. We'll come back on we'll come back on Tuesday, I believe, is when we will be I think we'll be doing Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll be doing picks every college football and NFL starting next week. Every week. If anybody wants in on the picks, let me know. We'll get you a link to it. Like I said, we're just doing winners, and that is your college football preview and your picks.